What are the main differences between state court and federal court when you're dealing with a criminal case? I'm attorney Danny Izquierdo, and this is something very common that we're often asked. And state court and federal court, even if they're separated by a couple of blocks or a couple of miles, couldn't be further apart. The laws that apply in Florida state court are completely different most times than the laws that apply if you're facing a federal criminal charge. So when it comes to taking your case to trial, state court and federal court work relatively the same way. If you're trying to work your case up and get it ready for trial because the offers that are being made are not very good, or you in your heart feel that you're innocent, or that the government can't prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, the way the case is prepped and worked up for trial doesn't really differ much between state and federal court. However, if you are hoping to resolve your case prior to trial, that means you're trying to reach some type of plea deal. That's where the differences are most evident. In state court, you typically get better deals as the case goes along, as the case ages. That's because the investigation is typically made simultaneous to the arrest. They receive a complaint, they see you doing something, they make an arrest, they charge you with a crime, and then the prosecutor and the police kind of go gathering evidence, compiling everything, providing it to your defense lawyer. So typically the offers in state court get better as the case moves along and your lawyer pushes and preps the case for trial. In federal court, if you're trying to avoid the most serious consequences and you want to work your case out, meaning reach some type of plea agreement rather than pushing your case to trial, the time usually in federal court to get the best possible deal is by doing so as early as possible. That's because in federal court, investigations typically last anywhere between 1 to 3, 4, 5 years. You have FBI agents, other government agencies working hand in hand with federal prosecutors, really building a case against you, oftentimes with massive amounts of evidence. So in order to get the best deal and save yourself the most amount of time, in federal court, you want to reach a plea or an agreement as early as possible. You can kind of control the narrative, control what they charge you with, what gets included as part of your plea. Also, you're rewarded for early acceptance of responsibility, and when your guidelines are being calculated, points are then taken off, which means your exposure is ultimately lowered. So those are the two main differences between state and federal court. If you happen to get charged with a crime, whether state or federal, make sure you give an experienced criminal defense attorney a call. Don't go it alone. Make sure somebody has your back.